Hello there guys, Ashen Mask here, once again bringing you some more Feed the Beast, and it has been far too long since I've recorded an episode. I'm sorry, but I'm going to explain why I've been gone in my vanilla Let's Play. Because today we need to get a lot of stuff done, because I'm itching to get building, and we've not really got much done so far, I feel, because you've got that really slow start in the tech tree and all that sort of thing. So it's been a bit slow, but today we're going to get some building done, we're going to advance, and we're going to start all that off by building ourselves a new kind of farm. Well, we're going to do two farms, but I'm going to do one off camera later on because these cart things are going to take a while to make, I feel. So that's the thing, we're going to be using a new mod. This is Steve's Carts. It's kind of an expansion of the vanilla minecart system. It makes them so much more useful. It makes them absolutely amazing. I've made everything that we're going to use, and I'll just give a brief overview of what each thing does. Now, the first thing is we've got this cart assembler. It's pretty intuitive. Like, the only thing that you might not know is that it needs fuel to run. You need to put coal or charcoal or whatever in there. And then basically you get your basic hull. These come in loads of different types. You've got like wooden ones, iron ones, reinforced ones. They get expensive though. Like, these are pretty hard to make. So we'll be steering clear of those for a while. But yeah, you get your hull and then you can add whatever you want. And you can add loads of things. You can make farms, tree planters, turrets, entity detectors, all sorts of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a wheat farm, and this should be pretty simple for us to make. So we've got a basic hull, and the first thing we need to do is add an engine to it, and there's a couple of types of engines. The main ones that are useful are solar and coal, but because this is either going to be in the sunlight or the wheat isn't going to be growing, a solar one is enough for us. If you're going to make one for tree farms, which I'm going to do after, make sure that you give it a backup coal engine because leaves can block the solar panel from being used. So we've got the engine and it's now ready to assemble, but we need to add some more stuff on. First things first, we need to actually give it a tool so it can actually do something, and we're going to use the farmer, and that, if I remember rightly, tills the dirt, plants the seeds, and harvests them when they're grown. But we don't just want that, we want to add a couple of attachments as well to make this thing even better. We want to give it a fertilizer, which means if we give it bones, it'll make the wheat grow faster, and a large hydrator, which will water the ground around it. Now, this thing works in a 3x3 area, so it can be a relatively small track. And the last thing that we need is storage, which should be here, and this just gives it an inventory to put the items that it harvests in. And once we've done that, oh, I didn't realise that the hydrator was on the side. Okay, so I might have to switch that out for a front chest. Let's just see what it takes to make that. And if it takes more than I've got to hand, I might be able to make that now. Actually, no, I'm not. So in that case, I will be right back. Okay, so it turns out we can't actually use the hydrator if we want to use chests. That's not too much of a problem because we can just put water on the sides anyway, but it's a bit of a kick in the teeth at the moment because it would have just made it faster, but no big deal. So we click on that, it starts assembling. It should have given me... yeah, there we go. So it's going to take 14 minutes to make, which isn't too bad. So in the meantime, we're actually going to go and start a build, and what we're going to be doing today is making a place for our bees to live, because I've decided that's the mod that I really want to go for, bee breeding. So it's going to open up a lot of possibilities, but it's going to be a lot of work at the beginning. It takes quite a while to get going. So what we're going to do is start automating some of our apiaries, because we're getting closer and closer to getting imperial bees or industrious bees. We're getting there slowly but surely, and we're going to have to start looking at making alvearies. So what we want to start doing is automating our apiaries so we can build up enough royal jelly and pollen so that we can actually start making these things. So we're just going to steal this apiary. We're not going to need the frames for now. And we're going to take this over there. And the idea that I had, and I've just realised that I don't have any of the materials for it, is to make a sort of laboratory, which, you know, isn't that uncommon of an idea, but also have the rooms that the bees are kept in as sort of themed rooms. Each, you know, like, so we have, say we have our cultivated ones in here, and we have them with forest, meadows, and common. And at that point, we'll make it into a meadows themed room, and you know, have sort of trees and everything inside and make it all look nice. So I'm going to go and grab some of the stuff that we need for that. The first thing we're going to do is automate this thing so that we don't have to worry about it anymore other than putting frames in. And then we'll get into shaping this room and ultimately making a bit of a building going on. So I should have everything we need now, and I'm just going to run through one of the designs, the design for one of the... So the stuff I need has been gathered, and I'm just going to throw one of these together now so you guys can see how this thing works. And it starts off... Which way am I going to point this? This needs to go here, yes. Starts off with a tube coming out the back with just your regular setup. You can use autocratic gates for this. I can't at the moment because I have no ender pearls. So I don't have any of the means to make them, so we're just going to be stuck with redstone engines at the moment, which is fine. It's going to be more than enough for what we need. So we're going to stick that there. And the next thing we are going to put in is an apiarist pipe. This design, by the way, is the one that Generic Bee uses in his bee academies. So if you've watched that, you probably won't be that interested in this process. But for those of you who haven't, this is a really, really quick and easy way of sorting out how to sort your bees if you're trying to automate them. So we have this apiarist pipe, which is essentially a diamond pipe. It can be used to filter items. And what we're going to do is set this black one, which is going back into the hive, into any bee. And the blue one is going to be to anything. So that way all the byproducts are going to shoot out into this pipe. And any bees are going to come back into here. Now these are all purebred, that's the important thing. The drones that come out of this are going to be exactly the same as the ones that are already in, so make sure if you are using this setup that your drones are pure as well. It won't work if you're trying to, you know, breed bees at the same time. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this round up over here, and there is going to be a chest here. So let's just dig our way back through. And one of the nice things as well about the apiarist pipes is that they make everything move at gold pipe speed. So that doesn't need to be that high, that's a waste of pipe. Get back up there, and we just bring this over, back up to the top, not that far, and chest here. Bingo. So when this produces, there's no frames in there. I should probably put some frames in because it doesn't hurt, they're really easy to make, and as I said last episode, I've got a load of proven frames from the villagers, so use them if you've got them. And it's not like we've got any imperial bees or anything. Where did I put those proven frames? Once again, proving that I am paramount, tantamount? What am I? The pinnacle of organisation in this game. Was there anything else that I needed to get while I was down here? No, I don't think so. So we'll just look. I can't believe I'm doing this again. Yeesh, you would think by now, you know, I've done about 30 videos, that I will be used to getting stuff ready and having stuff prepared. I wouldn't have left it over there by the other bees, would I? Surely not. Crazy. Anyway, it's not important. We're going to leave that for now because we're going to get onto the actual building. And you might have noticed these. These are from tree breeding. I'll go over what it takes to get those in a second, although I am by no means an expert, so it'll be very quick, very brief, just how to get cherry. So what we're going to do here is stick up a glass viewer. And this is going to be kind of like a little zoo exhibit, but I want them for every, like, family of bees. So I want desert, nether, wintry, all that sort of stuff. But to get all that, we need to give them serums to make them workable. Because, you know, nether bees won't work in the overworld unless you give them serums. Neither will desert bees, wintry bees, all that sort of thing. So that's going to be a fair while yet, but we can start with the basics. And I'm just going to enclose this up all the way around. I should probably skip this, but it's going to take a couple of seconds. It's not worth skipping. So build these up here. And what we're eventually going to have is an alveary in this place. That's another thing worth noting. These are 7x7 rooms, which is big enough to stick an alveary smack bang in the middle with a little bit of wiggle room on either side. So everything fits quite nicely in the end. I'm trying to keep an eye on that because it would be nice to see any combs coming out. And we need one more. And remember, if you haven't got Rocky Bees or any of the Rocky Bee traits, like you haven't injected a Rocky Princess with a certain species of bee, you are going to have to leave these open to sky. So if you are going to try something like this and you want to have your own themed rooms, remember that you've got to leave a little bit of space, leave it open to skylights, and that includes things like leaves. Transparent blocks, they still count as blocks, so even if you put like glass in the roof, it will still stop your bees from working, which could be pretty annoying. So we're going to stick this in around the top. And eventually I want to replace that glass viewer with warded glass. Thorncraft is something I really want to get into as well, but at the moment there's just too much stuff going on to start working on it. And look at that, the perfect number of stuff. Shame I still can't place stuff though. Right, hop up there, and now we're going to give this room a theme, and it's going to be relatively simple. We've got to bear in mind that we need to leave the very top bit open, so the light above this, but we're going to make a tree in here. Ew, I've got the ugly graphics settings on. Didn't realise that I had that. And one thing I didn't realise about the chainsaw, which is a really nice little addition to it, is that it actually works like shears. So if you've got leaf blocks that you want to take down or harvest, you can just use a chainsaw. Goes through EU like a madman, but it's better than wasting iron on shears. Yeah, I need to start upgrading stuff. Like I need a advanced lap pack to make the advanced jetpack, so I stop having to worry about recharging my tools all the time. Because it's getting a little bit annoying at times, but still. It's nice to have these tools anyway. Especially on GregTech, which I thought it would be forever to get these. I suppose it's kind of been forever. So yes, and then we're just going to add a little bit of flavour, a little bit of detail. Oh, I know why these guys aren't working, because they don't have any flowers. I was thinking to myself, surely they would have produced something by now, but no. Don't have any flowers, so let's go and grab one of those. I probably need to come up with a better way in and out as well. We also need to... I should have brought a bed over here, shouldn't I? Really? So stick that there. And the only reason you won't be working now is because it... Oh, it's not even night yet, so you're working now. Very good. We need to grab some more leaves as well. So this is the basic idea of it. We're going to have these glass panels, and we are going to have the apiaries and stuff inside. What I'm going to do now is... I am going to set up the inside so you can see what this room is going to be like, and also a corridor. So basically I'm going to expand on this. There's going to be no difference to what I built here. It's just going to be bigger and it's going to look more impressive because we're going to be using these cherry blocks eventually, and stuff is spawning. That's not good. Yeah, actually I'll give you the quick talk through now of how to get these, just because I'm going to be using them in my build. They're going to be the bright orange wood that you see. Basically, if you've got trees near your hives, bees have a trait called pollination. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, for pollination, there we go. Slow and slower, and basically the speed of that means if you have a hive that is active near trees, then you'll start getting these weird blocks, and they look different to the normal blocks. That's how you notice them. And you get this thing called a grafter. I can't show you now because I don't have any bronze on me. You get this thing called a grafter. Really easy to make, and you take that grafter, and if you see these weird coloured blocks, you hit them and it will 100% give you a new sapling. If you have birch and oak together, you get this tree, which is silver lime, and if you have that near birch or oak, you get this thing, which, if I'm not mistaken, will give you the cherry tree. And basically that's what you keep doing. It's kind of like bee breeding. It seems to be a bit easier, in my opinion. You can get a treealyzer to help you figure out what's what. At the moment, though, I'm just ignoring it because we don't actually need anything other than this cherry tree, which we've got. So, anyway, as I say, I am going to be right back. I'm going to get that building done. Well, not the building done. I'm going to do some building work on it. It's going to take a while. It's going to be a big project, my first big project in Feed the Beast. So, enough talk. I'm going to go and get some work done. And welcome back. The build is coming along nicely. As you can see, we've got two of these sort of, we'll call them cages. Yeah, cages is the best word for them. Two of them done. I'm still not sure about these. I'm not sure whether to have it, so leave it like it is with you having to fly in and out of this thing, which I really like the idea of, and I think it looks quite nice. Or having one of these open as a door. I think I'm going to stick with what I've got, but I'm not sure. And this place is, the inside is pretty much done. Eventually what I want to do is put all in the floor, like, not in the floor, in these spaces, put centrifuges and stuff. They'll still be covered by that, so it'll still look the same, but just have a sort of like mini processing plant but also have the option at some point to flick a switch and have all of these honeycombs and all the byproducts redirected to another plant. But for now, that's all we're going to be doing on this project. I'm going to do a little bit off camera for next episode, like one of the hallways, but that's just going to be more of the same, more of what has been done here, but just in a slightly different style. But anyway, we are ready to test out this mine Steve's cart thing. What? Ugh. Just leave me be, buddy, alright? We're going to test out this Steve's cart thing because it is most definitely done. It has been a lot longer than 14 minutes, so let's grab this one. Why is that not filling up? Kind of weird. But no big deal. Let's go over here and set this guy down. Did I get the... Yeah, I got some seeds. And let's hope this works. Now, I'm going to figure out how to place the water as it goes. So, we put this in here. That's the solar panel coming out to work because there's light. And good, it's planting the stuff. Right, now what I need to go and do is go and grab some bones from our skeleton grinder. Actually, just from some barrels because we have tons of bones. And the other farm that I'm going to be doing is a tree farm because there are a couple of problems with some of the Arbitorium's features. The first is that now that I've hooked up 2 fertilizers, it's not able to keep up with sapling production. There's not enough saplings to keep it going. The second is that, as you can see, you need hummus for it, and keeping a supply of hummus up, yeah, you can do it, but if you can do it easier with Steve's carts, why not do it the easy way? So I'll be making one with a, what's it called? A woodcutter and a fertilizer for wood supplies. But this thing seems to be working alright. We'll stick these bones into the fertilizer, and that should make these things grow quicker. Now the question is, even though they've got no water, will that make them... will they keep growing, or do I have to give them water like in vanilla? It used to be like that in vanilla. I don't know if it's the same anymore. Let's stick these here because it can't hurt. Why not? Oh, that could hurt though. That really could have hurt. I don't know where they could, like, this is why it gets me so unawares. It happens in vanilla all the time as well. Like, they appear in the middle of the day in broad daylight and I have no idea from where. Will he despawn if I get away? Come on, buddy. I really need to start carrying a bow with me. Shoo. He's out of aggro range anyway. So let's see how this thing's doing. We do actually have a cargo station that we can set up. But I'm not sure if we're going to need it. Actually, yes, we definitely are. What am I talking about? Talking nonsense. Where's my cargo station? It's happening again. I keep putting things down and forgetting what I've done with them. Ugh. It's really bright and colourful. You really can't miss it. This is madness. Right, I'm going to cut and find this. I'm going to wait and see what happens with that wheat farm, and I'll be back. Seriously, why is it over here by the bees? There is no logic as to why it's in this chest. Ugh. Sorry about that. Let's go and stick this down. Hopefully that creeper's gone. That creeper will be gone. Is that a skeleton hiding under a tree? Because it looks like he's on the surface. Oh yeah, it's my good buddy who shot me before, isn't it? These drills don't do any extra damage, do they? Fire does, though. Get out of here. That should kill him. Good, he's dead. Right? No, he's... yeah, he's dead. Good. These things aren't growing as quickly as I thought they would. These ones are, and these ones have water, so... it's looking more and more like we're going to need one. Oh, and I've forgotten. We're going to need advanced detector rails to pick up. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm going to go and make one of these. I'm going to add in a couple of bits of water to see if they do grow quicker. And then I will rejoin you guys once again. Okay, so it looks like it did need water to actually keep them going. So we've set this up now. I've set up this cargo thing. This is fairly easy to work out, this is how you get things to and from the car automatically. It's basically a cargo distributor, I think. And it needs this advanced detector rail outside of it for the cart to actually know that it's there. And basically, once you're inside, you've got this little setup. You can have it like that, or like that. So split it into 4, or split it into just one big inventory. You have these arrows, which means, is it going to give stuff to the cart, or is it going to pick up from it? And you can change which area it's picking up or giving to, depending on what needs doing. So basically, the setup that we've got here at the moment is to cancel. Oh, never mind. And basically what it is you have to set this little box to whichever colour the side of the truck is facing. So in this case it's yellow, as you can see by that little yellow box over there. So we've got it giving it fertiliser when it needs it, and taking any excess, well, anything that's in the storage chests. So if there's any extra, if that becomes full of seeds, then seeds will enter into here as well. But at the moment, it's just wheat. So that's taken everything that we need, and it's fully automated. It's not particularly quick. I suppose it's quicker than doing it by hand. And once I've set it up now, I don't have to worry about it again. But in a couple of episodes' time, we're going to automate it so it gives it bones automatically. It takes the seeds and the wheat from it automatically. But we're not going to worry about that for now. And also, I like this. You can't do this with the Arbitorium. You can't give it bone meal, but with these you can. So if you're really dying for it to speed up, then you can give it a helping hand along the way. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. We have actually accomplished a fair bit. More than last episode, anyway. And I think now we're going to start worrying less about tech and more about getting projects done, because I'm still hunting that quarry, but you know, it's more fun to do building projects like that. This was a lot of fun to do. It's going to be even better once we start getting better bees, once we can start working with alvearies, and that's what we're going to be working towards at the moment. Gosh, I cannot get my words out today. I was watching back the episode before to make sure I was sticking to time, and I realised I said proving frooms, and just all sorts of manners of weird noises come out my mouth when I'm recording. I don't know why it happens, but it does. I don't know also why I'm just going around bone mealing all of this stuff, but hey, it doesn't hurt. So anyway, that's going to be it for this episode, as I say. Next episode, you will see this being expanded a bit. We will hopefully have a tree farm up and running, and we'll get all sorts of good stuff done next episode. So, until then, guys, take care. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.